Alright, it's 8 o'clock. Call the meeting order. Approval of the minutes of July 12th, July 15th, July 23rd, and August 13th. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Any discussion on them? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carries. Any public comment?
Yeah, I got a question about the posting a bridge up on H. Is somebody gonna put up a sign warning that you're gonna get there? Like now you come over the hill, I guess Saturday a dump truck come up there with a load of gravel, he's gotta back uphill, double yellow line, to get, 3/4 of a mile to get turned around. Could we post something at the next road down, or and above? Post the bridge ahead or something, just a safety thought.
So we'll have to bring probably our signs back to the next intersection so they go around. Which road is that?
Yeah, cause we have on trucks, it could be a tractor trailer backing up that hill,
Right.
like them cruising over the hill and not see anything. And there's no signage ahead that posts the bridge, so you're coming over that hill and you gotta stop for a bridge at the bottom.
Is that the map we got in our packet?
Yes.
2 dots.
Yes. So,
Just put it on your radar, just to get it addressed.
yeah, so we were gonna put it at, Meadow Dam Road and, North Logic Road is where we're supposed to be putting it at. I'll have to check, I'll go out there and check where they put the signs at.
Is that it, Don?
That's it, yeah.
Is there any other public comment? You're not, we'll move on to the general business. Open bids for County ILRIP construction project.
We got Stout Construction here. So for mobilization, traffic control, remove pavement, remove existing culvert, temporary bypass culvert, install the new 120" by 70" corrugated culvert, replace base course and roadways needed, repave roadway with 4" asphalt, shoulder new asphalt pavement, pavement marking, restoration around new culvert. And there's the insurance. And they got a number on here of $184,257.45. This would be Haas bid for County Iowa. Insurance. Mobilization, remove all asphalt as well, remove existing culvert, 120" culvert by 70 feet, 1¼ dense base, 3/4 shoulder, asphalt patch, line stripping. And they are at $94,052. That's all we got, just them two.
Was both doing the same work, right?
Yeah, it's replacing the culvert on County Line and South River there. Just west of the I&B intersection.
Same work.
It's the same, supposed to be the same work, yep. It's got, removing gravel, blacktop, installing a new culvert, shoulder. And they're asphalt patch and paint.
How much do we have in the outlet program?
How much for the LREP? Supposed to be $100.
Motion to approve the Haas bid. Remaining for 15.
One second.
Any more discussion on it? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carried. Bids for crushing for forestry.
Go out English.
There's a piece of paper on that here. Here's a piece of paper, like these quotes, so.
$8,800 3" minus, $31,944. And then 8,800 yards, 1.25 inch, 33,616.
What was the first one again?
31,944. Go on, Engels.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, Grant. Take off.
Good. This would be Slobodnik. Same for the 8,800 yards, 39,512. That's for the 1.25 inch. 3" minus, 8,800 yards, 39,512. 39,512. This is PGA. 1.25 inch, 8,800 yards, 55,000. And primary 3" minus, 8,800 yards, 46,200. JSB, James Peterson Sons. So they got 3" minus, $3.12 per ton. Approximately 13,200 ton. What's that? $3.12.
What's that come to for a total? 41,184. Thanks.
Just for both?
No, that's just for 3" inch minus. For inch and a quarter, it is $3.45 per ton at 13,200 tons. $3.45. 45 by 40 for inch and a quarter minus. Grand total, for Gola and Ingles would be 65,560. Slobodnik would be $79,024. And then the PGA would be 101,200.
Them or all of them though?
Yeah, it's all four, yep.
Your motion? Go lot, cheap.
Huh?
Go lot.
They've crushed us before too, right? I'll make a motion to go with the lot.
Any more discussion on it?
Yeah.
Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carries. Purchase of a tandem or triaxle plow truck in the fall of 2024.
Jerry, who did the motion?
I did.
Jim and Alec.
Alex second.
Next to the purchase of a tandem or triaxle plow truck.
So last meeting, we discussed about, we were having no more discussion on a truck this fall, purchase on the equipment fund. How many of you see it, we still wanna look forth that, get some numbers, or we just wanna put it on the back burner for now?
See if the county's got a budget. That's next month, right?
What is,
Budget stuff.
that's today after highway restart. Yeah.
Well, I think the thought process was behind it, we kinda started it, if I remember right, this time last year. You're not gonna see it till 2025, even if they don't budget it, there'd be enough there for,
One or two.
well, probably need two.
So we talked about doing one out of the equipment fund this fall, and then depending on what was financed in January, we potentially order two, is what we talked about out of whether
Right.
bonded or levied money, however we went about that.
But I got a feeling the one's probably not gonna show up till after the first of the year anyhow, this late in the game.
Yeah, they can be pushed out, depends on the availability of the truck kind of determines a lot, and then how backed up they are at, the plant to assemble it.
Two that are on order, what, tri-axles?
What's that? Two that are on order now, yes.
And what was the other thing, the 25s we thought might be, there's something they were gonna change, wasn't there coming down the road
It
too?
was 27, wasn't it?
27, but they're gonna implement it in 26, it's 20,000 per truck because of the emissions tiers changing, so they're gonna implement 20, they're talking 20,000 per truck in 26. So,
Okay.
Well, basically just approving and get prices for us to approve what we want, right?
correct, to get rolling on some prices. wanna go with the tandem, or you just wanna keep going with just one tandem, and then, or you wanna keep going tries and make do with the tri, I mean, that's our most used truck is tri-axle. I mean, we can utilize a tandem, but the tri-axle's our most used truck.
Probably just go with the triaxle.
So I'm thinking,
Makes sense, is they have to get numbers.
Something that you're not.
Shouldn't need that.
what's that?
Yeah,
Shouldn't be that
utilize
much,
different,
you
but
just
the
need to check
tri-axle's
numbers
more
first.
versatile.
Yeah, however you wanna do it, you can just instruct them to bring bids.
Get some quotes for us. Next, we have the purchase of the tractor room.
So in your packet there, we had an issue with our room, it's no longer working. And we could really use one. We're actually gonna have to rent one coming up here on our 27 project for chip seal. And there's a couple different prices of MB, Baraboo's selling an MB as well. And then we got price of a sweepster from Baraboo, so there's 3 numbers. But there is also 2 numbers on wider ones, which we'd probably be fine with the 96 inch. Instead of the bigger one, cause that's what we got now, we already have those brushes.
So you have some parts, is what you're saying, that would interchange with these new ones if needed be?
They should, yeah, as long as the pump setup and the mounting hub setup is right, we should be able to, if they don't, we should be able to swap them over. Otherwise, we have brushes right now, and the brushes are kinda expensive to buy. These come as a wafer, so you take it off, you have to set individual, wafers on there, whereas you can get the drum that's already turned with the whisk in there.
And
You send it over as a core and they refill it,
okay, so but you have 8 foot, is what you're saying?
yes.
What do we got now? Don't we have 2 for the skid loader?
We have 1 for the skidster, and we have 1 for that case. We had,
So that John Deere's, the one on that John Deere's, the one that got broke?
yes,
So that's basically replacing that.
yes, we're waiting for insurance, but they take a while to do that, and we kinda need it now. And they're, I think,
So potentially half to 3/4 of this would be paid for by, insurance.
that would be the hope, that they would take care of it, that much. But that was, what, 4 months ago, 5 months ago, we're still waiting to hear back what's going on, the same thing with the other equipment. They're about 4 to 6 weeks out, it says on there. Baraboo is cheaper, and they will deliver it.
The only question I got on there, it says total of $16,292.49, and it says purchase price of $14,600.
So I called them and asked them about that, that is the discount they're giving us for buying through them, would be the 14,600. Cause it sets them up as a dealer for the, we can buy all the motors and pumps and all that stuff through them, but it sets them up as a dealer, so for us, it helps them long term too, as well as us.
You have any issues with this machine coming from Baraboo?
I do not, no, it's the same thing that would come from, they'll warranty it just as well as MB.
102 inch is only about $900 more.
And we could go that way, but then it's gonna cost us a little bit more to change out our rooms. You're gonna have more material there. We already have the 8 foot, that's the only, I mean, we can go with the bigger one, that's fine, but we already have 8 foot drums.
You'd rather stay at the 8 foot though?
It works fine for us.
Make the motion to accept the quote from Baraboo.
Give a second? And, okay, any more discussion on it? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carried. Crew, purchase crew pickup truck flatbeds, /flatbeds.
These packets are a little big because GM, cannot break down like Ford and Ram can for their thing, so I just put the whole thing in there for you, so you guys, if you have any questions, it was in there.
Yeah, I see that, CMC burned a lot of paper,
Yeah,
but I see why you put it in there too.
right, cause then it's easier to get questions answered. So the first 3-4 pages is primarily what you're looking for prices, and the rest is specs on the Chevy. So you got two Fords there, they're relatively close. Within $150.
And that 7.3 is a gas for
Yes.
theirs?
Yep.
Okay.
Then you got Ram, these are chassis cabs, the Ram at 50,000, 820. And then you got GM chassis cab at 47,676. And then integrated in this on the back side of these quotes for the trucks is gonna be your flatbeds. For the chassis cab, aluminum non-skirted, so no toolboxes, would be about 52.75. They had those when I called, they had those on hand, they do not have any steels, this is at Pete's. And Johnson Trailer has nothing on hand, and it's 2 months plus out on their flatbeds.
So these aluminum non-skirted, are they going to have toolboxes too, or what are we gonna have to do there?
As far as if we get these, we put toolboxes on the sides, but up high.
So it doesn't matter if we get a box or if we get a cab or a flatbed, we're still gonna have to put some toolboxes on.
Yes, and feel so.
Okay,
Either way, we're buying two boxes.
right. But if we go with, the second group here is box. With quotes here.
Oh, the second truck, yes, the second truck is pick up big boxes. See, the Ford's got the smaller engine, the 6.8, cause that's, the chassis cab comes with the 7.3. And,
That's right. It's cheaper with box.
yep, you got 45 for Ram and 48 for GM.
That Ram's what we discussed last time we tried.
Yeah, it's the same truck, except for they sent it with dualies, and we didn't want them on single rear wheel.
Did they have any, did you talk about any incentive for the chassis cab?
They do not offer the incentives on the chassis cabs, just one box is soft.
They're geared the way you all want them to.
Yes. Yeah, they got a higher ratio for towing. Chassis cam has a little better ratio because it's a little heavier duty.
Yeah, we gotta put some toolboxes on it anyhow in a fuel cell,
So if you're getting a chassis cab, you got a flatbed on top of it, you're gonna add $60,000.
well, plus, yeah.
The big thing, if we do get one flatbed out of it, we can utilize it for crack sealing. Cause we got a 6-liter Ford Power Stroke that's hitting this when it wants to work, it's injectors, oil leaks on it internally. So if we get one with a flatbed on it, we could potentially sub it in if we get a breakdown on a truck. It'd save us, cause when you load that crack sealing material, you gotta put it on a skid steer. I think it's like 1,800 pound pallet.
Yeah,
So
that's what happened on flat.
that's why that was brought forth, so we could utilize it if a truck broke down, I mean, we gotta replace trucks too, don't get me wrong, but if we can,
So then you even want an aluminum bed then? You'd probably want a steel bed if you're gonna put a pallet on it.
they should be able to hold that, the weight substantially, no problem, they're structured that way.
Right. I've had both, and aluminum's gonna get beat up quicker.
I've seen what happens with a dump truck, that's one of them too. Trucks with big boxes.
With the non-skirted steel bed, they were saving about $750 on it, but they do have to order it about 12 weeks, nothing major.
What was the lead time for most of the trucks?
So Ram was, about 3 to 6 months, GM give me, it was 8 to 12 weeks, is what they give me when I talk to them.
Yeah. So either way, you get a lead time, so if you did order a flatbed, you're done around the
You
same
need to
time.
call Coons down at Platteville. They've got like 12 of these things sitting in there.
Oh, I believe it.
So we gotta get farther out as far as
Who was that?
Coons, K-N-U or something. They're out of Platteville.
Okay.
That's all they deal in is cab and chassis.
Do any of these boxes have, bedliner or anything like that in them?
No.
That's right, there's no need to have on.
Almost sounds like what you guys put in them probably should have a spray bedliner,
Yeah, we can do that.
which would be done after.
Right.
Do you have anything out there now you can throw a flatbed on to sub for crack sealing? Just wondering if it would be almost beneficial to.
We could, but it wouldn't be like a chassis cab, so you'd be losing about a foot.
Okay.
I mean, we could take a box off the truck and put a flatbed on one for sure.
Well, right, it's just what I'm thinking between the Ram that's 45 with a box. And if you have, throw a flatbed on something for southern heading stuff.
Yeah.
That's where aluminum one would be handy then.
Right.
I mean, you just take the two Dodges, for example, it's $5,300 between the two. One with the box is $5,300 cheaper than the,
Yeah, because that one's at the $7,000 incentive with it.
yeah, that makes a huge difference.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking, is like if you go out one with the box, and your toolboxes and your tool cell on that, and bed line the box. And if we had to sub in something else for crack sealing or whatever we already have.
Get the tailgate off, put a bedliner in it, and slide the pallet in.
I do it all the time.
guess I'll just say one thing, guys, think about it this way. In my opinion, a flatbed is better. We're buying a brand new pickup that they're reaching over the side to get signs out of, get everything else higher. Cause the toolboxes are in the back of the truck on a flatbed, toolboxes will be on the side of the flatbed. And, you know, a brand new truck,
Would they be the toolboxes that run the length of the box?
I would assume so, cause the sign boxes run the length, right?
Yeah, we order them appropriately, yeah, cause the sign boxes,
I think most of that you guys made, anyway, before.
in the past we have, yes.
If you take the two Chevys, one with a box and one without, and you take the two Dodges, one with and without, they total about the same.
Well, that's why.
So if we went with one of each,
Well, that's why I was bringing up the whole like flatbed on a different truck, you buy the Dodge, it's 45, you're in the same ballpark after a flatbed for a different truck.
I mean, you give or take 95 on each one, you get one with a box and one without.
Right.
I'm just, you know, in my opinion, it's a lot less to get scratched up than paying a box out there. We're gonna still, like our insurance is gonna pay for it, but
The only thing I'd be in question is this 8-speed transmission, this is too new on the market. They just switched over to this one in Dodge.
Dodge is 8.
Yeah, GM's got 10, but they've been out for a while.
Right.
Is this the-
Again, the
Still
other
the Allison.
Ram's got the 6-speed, 8-speed.
Plus the GMs are gonna be here in 2 to 3 months instead of the 3 to 6.
Right.
And the difference between the Rams and GM, the chassis cab Ram does not have it, but the Ram with the pickup bed or box has the shutdown cylinders, and that promotes more issues with the idle time. The lifters like to go bad, and yeah, sure, they all got 5 years, 60,000, but the time that the cam goes out, or the lifters, they cost some good money.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as scan tool capabilities or warranty parts or taking it somewhere, GM's and, we got a GM dealership in town. Whereas we gotta figure in labor and time to take the truck down to Ram if we have a major issue with it. We cannot scan a Ram unless we buy an extra subscription, which will cost us money in the long run.
We can take it to what, Barron
A Barrington,
or Raceway?
you gotta figure trailer guy and pickup time to do all that. If it
Don
needs
Johnson
trailer.
never gave us a quote on these, huh?
No, they didn't. They gave us the quote, I didn't put it back in, cause they gave us a quote that GM
55,000, I think.
55,000 on the one, they didn't give us no break. Or bid price, and they had 54,195 on the other.
Oh, higher than everybody, yeah, that's the way they put it. Oh, these are, well, these are Chevy Silverados, both these others, but same difference.
We got the Allison 10-speed.
Either, was one got a better warranty or anything weird than the other one?
All 5 years, 60.
Yeah. So I guess the decision is, Jerry, what are you thinking? We need 2 flatbeds or one of each?
I run a lot of, most of my trucks are going flatbed, it's just, well, they're a work truck. If not, you buy a brand new work truck, you're gonna scratch the shit out of it.
Is there anything on the back of these, so stuff can't fall off them, flatbeds? What are you gonna do there?
So I haven't seen these ones, a lot of times they have stake pockets where you set your piece of steel in there, you put a 2x4, 2x6, 2x8 across it, and basically creates a block.
I mean, if you're gonna throw shovels in the back, that kind of stuff, you don't want them sliding off.
Yeah, and a lot of times we've made, holders across the front side of the back side of the fuel tank where you slide your shovel in from the side.
Okay.
So then they stay in there, no problem.
You know what I mean? You look at a flatbed, it's probably about as high as this counter when you're standing next to it. Now you get a pickup box, you're up this high already, or is it gonna be?
What's the suspension smaller on the quarter tons?
As far as flatbeds are stronger, so if something gets bumped on the box, that saves us money for insurance claim on a box. You know, you ain't gonna claim a little thing on a flatbed side.
So you order 2 Chevys, you're gonna have with two steel beds, that's like 3,500, how much are toolboxes? 1,000?
They probably have $1,000.
Fuel cell?
Fuel cell probably probably 500 for the tank plus the pump itself, you're probably talking $800. Whereabouts.
Another $2,000 for boxes and fuel cell.
The fuel cell goes in either, no matter which truck we get, we put fuel cells in them.
Right. Per truck. So 2 plus 35, so if you wanted the steel bed, you'd have 5,500. On top of, on each one, so it'd be another 11, plus the 95, you'd be around 106 for. Be under 110, should be with no issue.
Should be. There'll be a little labor involved in setting the front bed on there, but it shouldn't be too extreme. Comes with dead wires, so you can plug in your lights and stuff.
Firebox, you can take off. Nice. Just drop down.
Can you guys weld aluminum?
We don't really have a spool gun or nothing like that for welding aluminum.
Steel you can.
Oh, yeah.
That's what makes me a little leery about aluminum, you start buying, I mean, it lasts longer, but then you have a boo-boo, you got a
No,
cracked
right.
weld, you gotta take it somewhere right away, you can't even fix it yourself.
Yep, no, that's, yeah. So I got aluminum, cause last time we discussed about a price on aluminum, see what they are, cause we had the steel ones, but either way, we gotta wait for the truck, whatever one we get, so we gotta probably have a flatbed by the time the truck showed up.
So what's the difference between non-skirted and skirted, I guess?
Toolboxes on the edges, on the sides, skirted is toolboxes on the sides, we discussed that intrusion of water wasn't a good idea, to get something
That's
skirted.
underneath the fenders, underneath the
Yeah.
toolbox, no.
Basically like an actual. like,
Yeah,
truck
okay,
box on
okay.
it almost.
Yeah, I think those would just be a matter of time where they won't work anymore. I had a
Yeah.
set once and it was like impossible.
Yep.
Yeah, get salt on there, just toast.
And if they're not handy down there, nobody uses them anyhow. You just don't fill them with junk.
Yeah, we have one with it, there's a chain that sits in there, and you hold on, stuff.
Might as well put the box up on top on the side where you can get the stuff.
Right.
So, do we think Chevys with a flatbed?
Well, Chevy's the cheapest with the cab and chassis.
That's the 47.
And if we need two of them, if we need two of them with, otherwise you can go with one without, with the box, and it's 300 more.
Let's single
Whatever it
axle
was,
with
500 more.
Single rear wheel.
Well, Chevys are gonna come low gear too, 454 rears.
They'll get you from point A to point B. I had one once. A lot of pulling power.
Yeah, well, you got a race truck on the road.
Well, they gotta have it, cause the motor's gonna yell at 50,000.
Hey, get your head running, you can spend however you see that. Not my first pick for a truck, that's for sure.
Well, say your opinion.
I think it's great, but. You gotta pay a little more.
Everyone has their preference, it's always. This.
I don't have a preference at all. It works and I'm not beholden to any brand anymore. When I go to trade trucks, I don't care what the aluminum says on the front. Whichever one puts me in the shop the least and I got it, then I'm happy with it.
That's been around for me.
Usually it comes down to price. I figure they're all made, not like they were 20 years ago, so what difference does it make?
No, I agree, though, but the Chevy's the cheapest in the market.
We could argue about it, but the Ram was a 45.
It's kinda baffling
I just hope it
why Dodge won't give that discount on a cab and chassis, but they'll give it on the box. That doesn't make sense, otherwise Ram would be. they got it marked here on the one with the cabin chassis, they're saying it's a special bid and eligible for incentive. But then they give a government incentive down there of 1995.
Which one is that, the Ram?
Yeah, cabin chassis ram. But the government incentive, hold it. No, government incentive zero, reading the wrong line.
So the very last-
Yeah, you're looking at destination fees.
Yep, but government incentive zero on that one.
Let's see that.
I was holding my paper at an angle and I saw the 1995, I'm like, well, why are they adding on for a government incentive? But no. You have quite a few Chevys now, don't you?
Yeah, majority of the stuff's Chevys. We have 2 Fords, 1 Dodge, otherwise, or no, we have a couple of Fords, with one of them's with a 6-liter, but other than that, we have 1 Dodge.
The Chevys are holding up good?
So far, it's been pretty good. We've had a couple issues with transmission, with 2 of them, but when they're sitting there idle and stopping and go all the time, that's to be expected.
These Chevys gonna have shutdown cylinders?
No, it's 6.6 gas does not have shutdown. I guess I don't care.
Chevrolets. Not a big fan of that. Box.
Well, I think we should run the steel.
I do too.
Yeah, I mean, the aluminum ones.
I know it's not gonna hold up as well, but maybe from a rust standpoint, but
You spend a little extra.
I mean, 30. I mean, God, it's gotta last as long as the truck, $3,500, you know. The boxes, the side boxes, I'm gonna assume are gonna be aluminum, right?
Do those.
So those should be interchangeable.
Yeah, those flatbeds come raw then, or are they painted?
They're painted.
That's why we should upgrade to have it bed line, so it lasts a little longer, but.
That'll probably cost you, I don't know what nowadays, $600-700 to put a bed, you know, to put a spray and bed liner in the aftermarket.
Right.
I think it's 500 at the factory. Is it spraying done?
No. There's salt's gone and stuff now you can put on it.
I mean, from a dollar standpoint, the Chevy's the cheapest bid, and if it's not giving us issues, I guess I gotta lean that way. But I just don't know if we need 2 flatbeds. You want 2 flatbeds, we need 2 flatbeds, it's not that much difference.
That way you got 2 engines.
What's that? It'd be hard for me to buy a new truck for my company, if the guys are standing over the boxes, driving shit out, scratching a brand new truck up. For this
The
flatbed.
box, you mean?
Yeah.
That's hard for Jerry to swallow.
I know, I found something that's kinda bothering him, and I'm kinda going with it right now, you gonna let me have a little fun? So is somebody gonna make a motion here, or what are we gonna do? We gotta keep this thing rolling.
Alright, I'll make a motion to go with the Chevy chassis cab with the steel flatbed.
1 or 2?
2.
Second.
Any more discussion on it?
No, we just Chevy.
From Solidworth.
Here, none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carried. Electrical work
Unskirted, yes.
for shop, fans, and control shed lighting.
I already discussed this last.
We did, but we had to pick it apart because it was over the threshold.
We need a few more bids.
Remember?
Yeah, not
Alright, so you got, in the package there, you got Red Cedar Electric, His fans their fans are 60 inches with 7,100 CFMs. That is 2,055. Fans in the back, same fans, only a single switch back there, just turn them on and let them go, 1838. And then for the lights in the patrol shed, east and west end, they're 200-watt lights, they're LEDs. It's the same for both sides to remove and install. Got H&R Electric. They put both the back shop and front shop together. 60-inch fans, front and rear, front and back. And two controls for the main shop, one control for the back. And then for the lights in the patrol shed, for removal and installation, for the west patrol, and then as well as for the east patrol. And those are 200-watt lights and 7,000 CFM fans. Myers Electric. This is to remove and install the LEDs. We got for the patrol shed. That is for the west end. Same thing as the east end, same price, same job. And then for the shop, separate controllers, 60-inch fans. And then the back shop is two 60-inch fans with controls. Should be just one in the back shop. Now, as far as the patrol sheds, if we were to update lighting in the patrol sheds, the east end is the most used by the guys. It's where they pull the trucks in, crack sealer pickups, the most common trucks they're using come out of that shed. As far as fans for the building, it would obviously help push the heat down like we discussed in the walkthrough.
Looks like Red Cedar's the cheapest, yeah.
They're cheapest, the only difference is, they're each putting in different lights, different amount of lights. But if you figure it out per light, Red Cedar's still cheaper per light that they're installing. So that just even make it cheaper yet if they're putting in 10 versus 6. Cause Red Cedar's got 6 here.
Yep.
The other one's got 10, which do you need?
I'm sure we're doing 6. I think we put 10 in the big part of the main shop there, and it's plenty bright enough. They're using them really good LEDs, them UFO style LEDs, so it broadens the layout.
So you're good with the 6 that Steve did?
Yeah, should be plenty fine.
Your motion to go with Red Cedar?
So, I'll second it.
Jim, any more discussion on it? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Alright.
Opposed, carries. Highway mechanics position.
Just wanted to bring this up to you guys. I mean, we're not getting nowhere ahead with our equipment, unless you guys make the final say, obviously. It's kinda tough when we got other departments coming in, city, forestry. We enjoy doing their stuff, it's not that we can't. It just pulls us away from our own, so if we get another guy in there, that's revenue coming into the highway department when we work on their stuff. So if we can keep our guys busy on our stuff that's broke down often, and possibly get another guy, we can bring us to discussion again, but I just wanted you guys to have a feeler out there for that. We do have a outside guy spot, we have 2 outside spots open, so we could transition one of those to mechanic.
Yep, and did you say you used to have more mechanics in there kind of, weren't you describing some of that to me?
So we had a welder, we had myself, another guy, and then would be one who retired. And now it's just, well, we got a welder, two guys out there, and then I'm in and out of there, bouncing back and forth, especially right now, now with the rain wash, but that should change sometime soon. So then you'll have partial help, even before the intern's position. It's bouncing back and forth, paperwork, phone calls, and, you know, you're not always gonna have bids, but we always got something going on up front.
So we have a highway worker position that we're currently not filling, so we were questioning too, if we didn't fill one of our highway worker positions, would we be able to fill that with a mechanic instead of a highway worker one? So currently, we have 2 openings for our highway workers, our summer help are currently going on, but there's talk, I think discussion with some of the foremen that we might not need to fill one of those highway 1 worker positions in the future, so could we flip that to the mechanic instead of hiring a highway worker 1, could we hire a mechanic?
So from a budgetary standpoint, it'd be about the same, these positions are already
No,
budgeted.
see, that's the part that I have, that we need to discuss farther down the road, so I think this is
Just discussion.
just discussion, but the mechanics come out of the equipment fund, their salaries. That's
Yeah,
not
so it does
budgeted,
come out of,
so like the highway workers are budgeted out there. That's budgeted, you know, in their regular budget month, you know, yearly budget. But the mechanics, their wages come out of the equipment fund.
and the mechanic is a little bit more, it's higher on our wage scale than the highway worker, the mechanic is.
So, you know,
I
that
didn't
just,
know that.
so now that's just gonna take more money out of our equipment fund and put another guy up.
Well, so the mechanics are charged to the equipment fund when they're working on equipment, our equipment. There are times of the year, like when we're paving, where we will pull those mechanics out, put them in trucks, then they're being charged to that
That's like
job.
5 to 10% out of the year.
But
You
if, what Justin's saying is, you know, we can do more other department work, that's revenue coming in, that's not going, their wages aren't being charged to the equipment fund then either, when they're doing work on forestry or county cars,
It was something
things like that.
I had discussed it with Justin a little bit before, even with Sean, I mean, wages being actually being budgetary, instead of coming out of the
And Ken, do you know,
We
I know
can't-
we have talked about that too,
We,
but we didn't know if we could.
we can't do that, like, the way that the highway department works, you have, cost pools, so, you know, when they're working on different things, their time has to be charged there, you can't charge it anywhere else. That's how the DOT works, just like, you know, you can't charge it to maintenance if they're not working on a road, because that work that's done within the right of way, it, you know, that's what our GTA is calculated on. So you can't inflate that with labor that's not actually being done within the right of way.
But now we have another issue though, if we're working on other county equipment, how does that work? Where does that come from then? Each department is billed for that time on those vehicles, that doesn't come out of
Yeah,
the equipment.
no, it does not come out of the equipment fund, we charge them for labor and our fringe rates and any materials.
I guess it comes down to, if we need to work on our equipment, then, I mean, what are you doing now for, you do basic maintenance on what department's vehicles?
Everything except for sheriff's department. Ambulances, forestry, buildings and grounds, maintenance,
Senior services.
senior services, city lady stuff.
The only way I could see bringing on another person is if it's gonna be mostly offset with billing to other departments.
That might be hard to obtain depending on what they got broken down, you know, it all depends. It's the time of the year.
I mean, what do they do if you tell them that you just can't do it? Or has that not happened
I push them away, you know, when you have to. Otherwise, they'll just wait until you get caught up on what we got going on there, they'll sit there and they'll let their vehicle sit out there until it's ready to be worked on.
So if they have to take it somewhere else and pay that cost of somewhere else to work on it.
Yeah.
I don't know what the cost difference is, but
Our
that,
labor infringes a lot less than what you would pay at.
so if you look at the county as a whole, it'd be costing us more money as a county as a whole if you guys said no, correct?
We do township work too. And that's, you know, we got Town of Hubbard in there right now, we got some issues with electrical, you know, so. It just depends on day to day, you know, what we got going on.
Yeah, and you don't wanna upset the townships, but not,
I know it's needed, but I just don't foresee holding another position that's taking out the equipment. If we can figure something out like that.
well, that's why I say it almost has to be funded, but, you know, by doing this other work.
Cause even if we pull a labor highway worker out in and they work on the equipment, they charge their time against that equipment. So either, you know, when we have time, we can pull people in and still get charged for that equipment time.
So that's not gonna change, I just don't want to see a full-time one there and then.
That's $100,000 out of the equipment for a year.
Right. But are we losing income by not working on some of this other stuff? To offset that? That's the hard part.
Of course, these, basically off what the workload is, everyone else.
I guess, when it was explained to me a while back about it coming out of the fund, there's probably a solution out there you can come up with, we just don't know what it's gonna be.
I think we should wait on this a little bit until we hopefully get someone else set up maybe and then
Justin's kind
revisit
of
it.
doing 3 jobs right now, so.
Right, and I'm sure he's feeling very stretched at this point. And you're probably really noticing on the floor that they're short.
Yeah, they still come ask the questions, I still help them, that's just.
But it's not the same as having the time to dig into something too, when you're out there.
I just wanted to bring it to your guys' attention so you all had an idea, so you all think about it, you know.
I think that's one, I'm not saying no, but I think we need to look into it more.
That's fine, I think we just wanted to start the conversation too, so you guys were
Yeah.
aware.
I think we need to do some digging as to what also comes in from the departments to maybe help offset that cost. So,
Okay, next we have the highway worker 1 and 2 classification difference in job title.
Okay, so this is coming from, personnel from a couple months ago that we had discussed this, so, highway worker 1 and 2, the reason why this is coming up now, is it after 2 years they get an increase, or is it 3? Yes, 3 years, cause I think you guys had talked about shortening that probationary period, but it didn't go anywhere. So, we have 2 workers, I believe, who are gonna be coming up soon that are going to be hitting their 3-year, anniversary with us. And in the past, once somebody hit their 3 years as a highway worker 1, they would then be reclassified to a highway worker 2. The problem is that these are our first couple employees that are going to hit this, since we've implemented the wage scale. So we don't know where to put them at and if you want to keep doing this. So in the past, when they hit their 3 years, they would just move up to the wage of the other highway worker 2s, what their wages were. Well, now we have different people, different places on the wage scale, so what kind of increase, if you guys wanna keep this differentiation of these highway worker 1 and highway worker 2, where would we want to put them on the wage scale? Is it the step that gives them a $1 increase? Is it a percentage increase? What are you guys looking at? I had heard some conversations too, that when we implemented Carlson Getman, that, this had kind of gotten overlooked because you can look at both sides of this argument, that essentially what you're doing is you're giving another longevity increase, because when somebody hits 3 years, you're automatically jumping them up to a 2, and there's no other reason for that besides that they've been here for 3 years. And the reasoning I think behind that was that once they've been here for that amount of time, they definitely know more about, you know, driving the equipment, they definitely know, all their duties further, but what I'm also going to say from the other end, that would be true with any position that we have here in the courthouse, is that when somebody's here for 3 years, they obviously need less training and they know all their duties more, so, then you can look at it
So
both
highway
sides.
worker one has kind of been treated in the past, from my understanding here, as a 3-year probationary period almost. Or training period, I don't wanna call it probationary, training period.
Essentially, I think,
Yeah.
I'm looking at you two, cause you probably have been out there
I
longer, but,
think,
It is 2 years right now. Two.
We don't
Anybody
need your
listening?
help from the audience,
2 years.
please. So. We need to redo that.
well, I think the first thing to figure out is, do you guys want that?
Do we have to?
Well, I'm against it for the fact that I was aware that other departments did have this, but we kind of had taken some of that away from other departments where they'd automatically step after a certain number of years. But if we took it away, we definitely would want to look at having the wage of the twos, not the one. Which also, I don't know if you guys are all aware either, I had found this out and I don't think this was really brought up. So a lot of people weren't aware of it, but when we went through the Carlson Detman, we actually lowered our starting wage of our highway worker ones. That was, I think, the only position company-wide, actually, that got their starting wage lowered.
Right, but just,
I mean, obviously
just to
it
be
didn't
clear,
take away
no,
from
no one,
any-
no one saw a pay cut though, just to be clear.
Yes, yes.
It was just the starting wage. Yeah.
The one that started afterwards.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's not like any of all of our employees received a pay increase, but to me, that didn't really make much sense, that didn't.
So do you have a recommendation?
Well, we'd have, if you wanted to combine the scales, I would think we'd have to make it all a two, and it would just be a highway worker, you wouldn't have one or two.
We're just gonna go with highway worker and change up the training period or whatever we're gonna do.
Well, they'd be trained just like, I mean,
Train just like any other employee, they go through the same probationary period as any
I
other
mean, I know
employee.
driving all the highway equipment is different, but let me just give you an example of our social service workers, we're working on, you know, hiring a couple of those right now, and there's a lot of things they can't do for a good year too, like certain cases they can't take, certain calls they can't take, you know, until they get a lot more training and a lot more education and stuff. So, but once they receive all that training and education, say after a year or two, it's not like they receive an increase either. So but I think the understanding at highway was, hey, you come in and you don't drive any of the equipment, you don't do some of that stuff, and maybe once you hit your 3-year mark, you're more or less driving more of that equipment and doing more of those duties, and that's why. But I think if you wanted to go that way, would you, cause in the past, did you guys have like operator, like
Yeah.
wage scale lines?
We had a driver, operator, a laborer, and we used to pay them based on what they were doing. So they might be classified as a laborer, but if they were in a truck driving, they got that extra wage. And then we did away with that, and then they were just labor and driver operator, and the only way a labor changed to a driver operator would be one quit or retired. So this was our way, I think, of, evening it out between all of them, because a laborer was still driving a truck and plowing. They were doing the same exact thing as a driver operator, they just weren't getting paid the same.
So do you see a problem with, like you just said, highway, one classification of highway worker
No,
and
cause
then we
you're still,
implement the JDQ's already been implemented to a point up there, right? I mean, from a wage scale.
The only difference in those JDQs was that they hit that 2-year mark.
Yeah, they're
There
the
are no
same.
job duty changes, the responsibilities are all the same.
So basically just a raise after your probationary.
That's what I'm saying, there's no difference in job descriptions, it's not like we're telling somebody, hey, if you're under 2 years, you're not gonna drive, or you're not gonna do this, like, it's not like they get a new job and have more responsibilities, the the reasoning behind it was like, hey, they've been here for 2 years, they know more information, they know more stuff. So essentially what I'm just letting you all know is that it essentially is a longevity increase is what you're giving somebody, hey, you hit 2 years.
At the mill, we have 90-day probationary, you get a raise.
Yeah.
After 6 months, you should be efficient enough to validate on your first area, you get a raise, year raise, and then you get validation afterwards up to 4.
And I'm not saying I'm against that, but I'm just saying, we've been talking so much about fairness and consistency, and there's some of our other departments that have the same type of stuff, that
But
they
you're saying
can't
we have
do
two,
things.
we have 2 right now
That are gonna hit, yes,
I think in September.
yes, and I don't know where to put them on the wage scale. If we're going to keep a 1 and a 2, we have to decide how we're going to raise them to a 2, because before, all the 2s received the same wage. So somebody came in at a 1 and say they were at $20 an hour, and all of our 2s were at $22 an hour. They hit their 2-year mark and they became a 2, they would get a raise to $22 an hour. Now, which we should, we have different people, you know, that have been here longer that are, like, all of our 2s are spread out because of how long they've been here. You know, the different, especially with doing that longevity increase, that we did in July, our 2s are all spread out. So where do we put them? Do we put them at the wage that the lowest 2 is currently getting? Do you give them, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, we don't.
That would be kind of the fair point with your wage scale, you put them at the bottom of 2, and then they get their raises from there.
But who are the 2?
Yes, it depends on what
But
they're.
you're saying going forward, we should just make one highway worker, limited classification.
I have them written down.
I think it's Livingston and Lincoln.
Because I'm pretty sure right now. So right now, that's the problem is you can't go back and put them at step 1 of a 2 if they'd be getting a pay cut.
Right, so.
So where do you put them on this scale?
We have to.
If you put them at the step that gives them an increase, it might just be like cents, like 5 cents.
And what was the increase in the percentage from just going from 1 to 2?
I think it's about $1.
It was just automatically $1, give or take?
I think that's what the difference was between them before.
You put them at the 2 wage, which everybody at the 2 wage is receiving, yes, about $1 more, so.
Before the JDQ.
So would we give them an increase that they would get it, cause we actually wanna keep them on the scale, so you don't wanna just give them a flat dollar, because you wanna keep them on an actual step. So would you put them at the step that they received at least $1 increase, if you wanna keep the 1s and the 2s?
How's that gonna affect the rest of pay scale out there?
Right, exactly, so the people who are hired, that she's just been hiring, so what you could do is you could do this for everyone, like mark a point in time, like today, everyone gets shoved up to that, any new hire is now
Starting
on
at
a 2 or whatever.
2214 instead of
just
21. Our highway
grandfather
worker
them
1
all.
start at 2106, our highway worker 2 start at 2214. But due to where our highway worker 1s had started in the past, they're definitely higher than that step 1 of a 2. Like, they're already above a 2214. Our highway worker 1's already above a 2214, besides the new highway workers that.
But if you went back, let's just say we eliminated highway worker 1. Can you go back and straighten this all out by past practices of what we've done up to this point with raises and stuff, to get everybody in
So,
line?
and I'd have to
fair
get you numbers
everyone?
on that, cause I didn't figure any of that out yet, but if we wanted to get rid of the highway worker 1 and just all go to like highway workers, call them highway workers and put them on the
But
2
base it off the 2
the
pay
2 wage,
scale.
what I would do is I would take all of our highway worker 1s right now that are below that 2214, and they would be up to a 2214, so they would get an increase to at least be making 2214. And then, these couple people that are hitting their 2 years, we would put them at that level as well, and then everybody would be on that line. So I think you could find a way, I just don't know what the budget impact would be of that. But that's why first coming to you guys to talk about what you guys think you want to do.
That's what I'm thinking too.
You work on that.
Mm-hmm.
So That's what personnel go with it.
Something that's fair to everyone out there, I mean, it's gotta be fair, but I think, I'm leaning towards just take it to a highway worker.
Yeah. But I hate to shoot the two guys that are looking for a raise right in the foot, so.
Yeah, we can work on it.
Yep.
This next month, and we'll get it.
Simplify it.
Okay, sounds good, thank you.
Bridge weight reduction on county D and county H.
Alright, so we touched on this a little bit right away, so we got two bridges that are down to 20 ton, Willie called me with, KVIS for the inspections, they're down to 20 ton. The issue with these bridges is they're not in the program, so we have a while, until we get state kickback. One is, 57 feet, I think one is 27 feet, one's 52 feet, the other one's 27 foot. So we got, it's, on
Is it
County
over
B.
there north of Taylor County? You said B and H?
Just
There's-
south of-
No,
One's on
County H, County
And
H
one's
is
on our
County B.
county H. And
Okay,
So just south of Glen Flora on
I'm
County
with
B.
you, I got those two confused.
Yeah, just north of, range line there, just north of range line, it's that bridge there.
Okay.
And then a County H on the north end, off of 40, just after the corner would be Clear Creek. Clear Creek is right there, right after the corner as you're heading south on H, that one's down at 20 ton as well. That's the one we got signed that we're gonna have, I'm gonna both look out and see if we gotta change the signs so we can direct traffic better, so we don't have that issue with the semis and dump trucks. I just
So
wanted
you
you guys.
probably need to be marked all the way down on 40.
Well, yeah, we should put something, I think,
It's on, the corner there by Schmitz's.
yeah, I think he's got it at the north end of 40 and H. In the south end, but if they come across a town road there, then they head north or south, I think the only thing they got there is right at the bridge, so. So I think the best thing to do is to sign it right at, south of Meadow Dam, right at Meadow Dam, you sign it there, so they got a way to get around. And then, that Blodgett Road kind of loops back around the county H, around that bridge.
Yeah, there's a lot of side roads on that,
Yep.
page there.
And then- That would kinda work them around, so we should re-sign it there.
Do we have an anticipation of how long we may have to have them this way before we can?
6 years or more. So we gotta get it in the program, and we cannot get it in the program yet, we have to wait. I think next month there's a meeting, but I don't think we can get it in until next year, we gotta get a little more information on it. But we're looking at 4 to 6 to 8, somewhere in that range.
The township that's in effect who's been made aware? So, I mean, I know it's a county road, but
No, I have not, so I should do that.
I probably would.
we
There
sent
was,
them an email.
You send it out to everybody?
Send on inches on Facebook, I don't have.
Yeah, I got it. I don't remember if it's submitted to that data, but. Cross it. That's the landscaping we gotta watch out for. I think I'm
Maybe I saw it on Facebook.
We'll reach out to the townships, call and email, so they have better notification.
We gotta do it, we gotta do it. We need to make, I mean, it's already done. You're signing it, right?
Yeah, it's signed.
Non-lethal beaver control?
So land conservation has sent out an email to myself for Turner's Pond, County J. They were looking potentially to get some funding from the highway department, talking here about 5,000 to 7,000 to help with their non-lethal beaver control. Talks about putting a culvert with a 90-degree spout on it so the water can go around if it does get plugged. You guys are still in the works of possibly on what your actual number is.
Yeah, and I hear just for the committee to consider this as an option. I have talked with, Seth at USDA, Wildlife Damage. Sounds like they might have some money available as well. And the citizen group that kind of brought this to our attention, they're looking for some funding as well, so. My best estimate is about $5,000 to $7,000 for the project. We would be asking Highway if they're interested, maybe $2,500 to kick in to the project. Basically, what we're looking at doing is some non-lethal beaver control on Turner's Pond, you know where that is, on Highway J, there, north of town. It's basically a culvert that goes through the beaver dam with an invert at the end, out in the pond, an invert, that the beavers, they don't hear the water running to keep the pond level up, so they won't clog that up. The dam stays the way it is, so they don't have to build that up anymore. The water level stays at an elevation that we can set. It's not gonna affect the highway, but still maintains the pond level, at a level that the landowners are comfortable with. So, we're exploring it right now. I wanted to bring it to the committee's attention just to see if Highway would be interested in kicking in there. We can maintain that pond level, at a level that won't affect the highway, so they wouldn't have to go in and trap the beavers and tear out the dam. Beavers can still do their thing there. And it would be a great spot for a demonstration site as well. For other places, if folks wanted to see what a pond leveler looks like and how it works. It's right by the road, it's easy to get to, it's easy to see. So that's basically what I'm here for.
You need us to approve something now?
I don't necessarily think so right now. I kinda wanna see what the citizen group comes back with, or any funding they might have, as well as what Seth might have at Wildlife Damage.
Well, I think we discussed this a couple of years ago, if I'm not mistaken.
We did, yeah, we talked about it just conceptually, I think, more than anything, but.
But it's been a topic that.
Yeah, I think it's an important topic because, there's a real divide in what people think about beavers. And they can be destructive, no doubt about it, but, they are a really important part of the ecosystem, and there are some real benefits to beaver ponds and beaver dams. Those ponds do a lot for, pollution control, erosion control, because that pond collects, obviously runoff comes into the pond, and when it sits in that pond, obviously sediment and nutrients and other things settle out of the water before it goes through the dam. They store carbon, it's a carbon sink. Flood control, you get a big flood, that pond can back up water, quite a bit of water, and slowly release it so you don't get that mass of water going down the stream. And just in terms of ecology, those beaver ponds support a huge variety of amphibians, mammals, birds, fish, you name it. So they're a really important part of the ecosystem, and I think if we can try and do things to coexist, in the long run, I think that's a good thing. And I think that with these pond levelers, we can do that, especially on this pond, in Turner's Pond, we can do that without affecting the highway next to it, so. I think it's a good thing. I would like the committee's support. Like I said, you don't necessarily have to commit to anything today. My gut feeling is, we might come back in a month and ask for maybe $2,500. We'll have funding from USDA as well as this user group, but that's for next month's meeting, I think. I just wanted to at least get it on your radar and be thinking about it.
I think it makes sense. That's been a topic before. I can't remember if it was here or Land and Water, but.
It was a topic in Land and Water, and I think it was at Highway too. It was a couple of years ago, but yeah, I remember talking.
It sounded like the majority of the folks that they wanted that pond.
They want to keep the
They
pond.
didn't really want us to mess with it.
Yeah.
This would be a way not to have.
And this would be a way to maintain the pond at a level that the beavers can use, while at the same time not affecting the highway, so.
I think the level is a smart thing, cause then if the beavers become an issue, it's not our issue anymore, I guess they can decide how they're gonna.
Right.
If they become too many, then they're gonna have to figure out a way to get rid of them.
Right.
Or whatever, right then.
And it does, I mean, I'm not saying that we should protect every beaver out there, I mean, they cause problems, there's no doubt about it. There are times when they need to be trapped and.
But you never know, they can get a disease 3 years from now and all of a sudden disappear too, so, you know, weird things happen, but. It's a no-brainer.
So, I just wanted to get it on the radar, I'll probably, hopefully be back next month to actually make the ask, but I'm thinking it's probably gonna be about 2,500. And then USDA should be able to match that as well. That should allow us to put in the pond level.
Sounds good to me, but I don't know how our ground feels, but.
Great, thank you.
Thanks.
Parking garage possibilities?
Alright, so with this, I got an estimate for the roof, rope into, and I'll pass out some of the books. And the estimates of what we got for the roof stuff. Now, this isn't a want, this is just to show you guys what we're looking at. Other options of possibilities. Yes, just a storage building, what it's looking at.
Something to keep the plows on.
Keep the plows on, keep the equipment from outside and getting beat up and, you know, just the gist of taking care of our equipment.
Maybe I got this wrong, I might start looking at that.
Well, we have it booked until noon.
No. It must overlap.
Yeah.
We'll let you and Merle watch it.
Still her current
She's
boss.
still my boss.
Well, yeah, but, you know, you don't have to look at her. No.
Valuable Allen, for deciding
Okay,
buildings,
well,
suggest numbers, you guys look at nothing except for the estimates for the roof. Is what we're looking at for actual possibilities.
This would have been a hell of a lot cheaper if they'd done it 20 years ago instead of doing what they did.
Exactly, yeah.
So does this go with this?
So, this right here is kind of subcontractors within, is the reached out to, I got a hold of 3 people. I got a hold of 3 people.
For you, that way you can see it.
I got a hold of 3 people, I tried for 4. One didn't call me back, they're probably busy. As far as the roof, so the single sheets, we got the Orion defense system. Now this company, they spray a material, they clean it, they spray it, and it seals it. Then they'll have to do some repairs before they do that. So basically they line it with like a silicone type spray under the warranty. Just for the wood shed, you're looking at $4,000 for the wood shed for them to seal it instead of replacing it. You got the skylights in the shop there that are falling apart. Part of that's the reason we're leaking water through is because they're crumbling apart from being sun, beating the crap out of them and whatnot. So that's another $4,800 through them for them to pull them off and replace it with steel panels. The next one, the 19,000 one, that's the top section where the crane would be in the main part of the shop. That's for them to put their fluid on there, their solution, and then clean it and seal it, fix whatever screws and cracks and tears they need to be fixed up. We got the front office on there, they did inspection, the rubber's not so good up there either, that has rubber on it as well. Same thing, spray their solution on there, clean it up, and then seal it, that's $14,600. And then you got the east and west patrol shed, the whole thing for them to cover it with their material would be $38,000. And then for the main shop, there are gonna be a few spots they're gonna have to repair in there as well. You're looking at $76,800. So this is for some patches, for them to patch some spots and to apply their coverall on it and try to prolong it. As far as the warranty goes, so they got the limited warranty option. That is, you can buy different terms. So we're termed, the price in there is limited warranty for 20 years. Covers, material. And then the no dollar limit covers material and labor. So it'd be another $1,200 for the 20-year, no dollar limit. That would cover labor and material. That's for everyone. The price is a little bit different on the warranty for everyone, depending on the price of what the job is. So if you're talking the main shop with the top section for the crane and stuff, you're looking at, $95,000 roughly. And that doesn't include the office. $95,800 for just the shop and the back parking garage. And then you're gonna have another $14,600 for the office, so you're over $100,000. And then as far as total replacement for that, when I talked to him, he wanted to install some pads. When they tear the rubber up, they put the new rubber in. It's probably gonna need new insulation. This is all about the break room where it's real bad. So there's thicker pads they install in this spots. The main issue is when that snow comes off the high section there, and it lands hard, the ice and snow, it's tearing it up, and there's water intrusion in there. So that's the issue over there. There's other spots that are sunken down, and he will take the vents that are leaking water into the shop, he'll remove them, get them up higher, and then reseal them when they do the roof. And then if he just repaired the section, the vents, and then the section above the break room, bathroom, there's a price in there too for that. And then we got for the steel on the other buildings. And he's got both buildings linked together, but I can give you a number for both of them. So the woodshed, for the steel on the woodshed, you're looking at 15,000 for replacement.
And that woodshed?
What is this? What you got on there?
Thought I talked about just throwing steel on top of it there.
Ain't that big of a
Last
shed.
time I'll get numbers.
Yeah, I know.
What's that?
It's not that big of a shed, I'm surprised
No.
at that number.
And then for the big building, which would be the east and west, would be 70. And then in return you get 85,000.
Is it the one that you had the signs in the front part? Storage on the other half. It's on to
The control shed, the shopping control shed.
The one closest to the one right there.
Well, there's two buildings there. There's the one. You see there, you're gonna show you. There's one close to the scale, and then there's one west of there. It's that building, the one west of the sign room.
Okay.
As far as the steel roof, cannot get it in this year. As far as the rubber, if he were to replace it, he could get it in this year. He said it last week when I talked to him, he said he could work it in this year. As far as the silicone sealer, I talked to him a while ago, I'd have to touch base on him again to make sure if it was this year or not. We don't have to go through these books too much, just for you guys to see what we're kinda looking at, 30,000 square foot, 120 by 250. Whether we pull the trucks in straight and stack them 5 in a row, or we open it, so we park trucks at an angle with a little bit different dimensions. So, but essentially what the, Clary's a wood built building, nothing wrong with wood built. As far as Northwest Steel built, a little stronger structurally. For better speaking of longevity, cause we seem to have to push things a long time, cost everything's ridiculous. Concrete would probably be our best option, but it also costs more. And when you build something, whether we build a parking garage, it'd be nice to build off of that, have it built so we can build off of that, build more sections to it with more of a flat roof. One has got a slope roof, the other one's got just your standard gable end. So as far as that goes, if we did ever go any further, I had these places were very great with getting me some numbers as soon as they could, in the short time they had. But this is kind of a stepping stone for us to see what we got going on.
No, this was what we're talking about, the current scale, correct?
Those are just spots, they just asked for spots to look at, so I kinda put it in the parking garage area, so we're limited with space out there.
Yeah.
And you get further back to the west, you don't wanna get back there because you're gonna run into wet ground, and that'll only cause problems in the future.
Yep.
Thing with the steel building, they're great, but our trucks are gonna have heavy moisture with steel creates rust.
So is it?
Same thing with wood, it exposes it to moisture, over time it makes it punky and longevity is lower. That's why you push for more or less concrete walls, and then you put your steel trusses across the top, and then you can keep building off of that in the future. That's all I got for that.
So then, this building was built, plan with the shop,
What's that?
what would be the plan with the current shop then?
So this building gets built, the building of this size gets built, our plow trucks would be stationed in there with plows, sanders all the time in the winter time, so we could just have the guys hop in the trucks, do the check over, and get out, instead of hooking plows up and messing around doing that. Our shop would stay our shop for however long it had to be our shop until we could add on to that other building, you know, with making a shop. So the back parking garage would also, allow us to park equipment in the back to keep it out of the weather. It'd be easier for guys to get in their pickups, so if all the pickups are parked in there, they're not in the cold. Cold's not horrible, but we're just trying to make stuff last longer here. We could pull excavators in there, payloaders, keep them out of the sun, snow.
I just wanna make sure that,
The shop would stay where it's at.
yeah, if we put the money into the shop, then utilize it for
Right.
everything else.
Yeah, you wouldn't, otherwise you wouldn't, what's the point?
So we need, as far as needs, you know, if we wanna start somewhere, the start would be to get a parking garage. That would be the start, that's why I got these books for you guys. That would be the start. The shop is, we're utilizing it as we got now. I mean, it works. It's got a crane and this, everybody can, you know, do their jobs, their tasks on a day-to-day. So you would start with the parking garage, and then you would either add on or move forth with that to accommodate what we need.
Yeah, I think just the way to go is,
I see 5 doors on it, they're gonna be like 5 on each end type of thing?
Yeah, in and out.
straight through.
That way, if you gotta pull, let's say you start stack 5 in there, you gotta pull the middle one out. You only gotta pull 2 trucks out instead of 5 trucks.
Can't eliminate that middle beam, huh, because it's so wide, I suppose.
No, you cannot. I asked.
I saw one once that was done, maybe not as wide. They angled in and big door on each end, they'd angle in and then they could push it back out as they needed to and then exit out. They all went through the same way.
Yep, and we could do something like that as well. The only way to get rid of the center beams there would be to go to higher ceiling, and you'd have thicker steel trusses. That'd be the only way.
And how wide could you go to get rid of the beam? That'd be the next question.
Yes, I'm not sure how wide you could go.
This gives us a really good idea, cause actually I thought, I mean, this so-called quote has, that concrete too?
Yeah, that's mostly everything except for prep work. That'd be us kinda
And no
prepping the
heating,
site for
no,
them.
one unit heaters. He's got heating in here too.
So that
Yep.
concrete, that should be kinda like what Jump River Electric did with their new shop, correct?
Yeah, you can do it that way, or you can do masonry, but Stancrete would work good, you know, just set the sections in,
Yeah.
and then tie them together.
That's what this.
Yeah, that's with the heat, that's with the in-floor heat. There has to
Cheaper than I
be,
thought it'd be.
That was what that, 2 million, that was.
2.5.
Yeah, that's,
I figured we push it 5.
I think that's what they spent on Jump River or something like that. They had the office now where it's up to 2, so.
This is a pretty good sized building, 120 by 250.
we could change that, we could change it to 200 by 150, I mean, you'll fill all of that 250.
You're gonna
Oh,
want-
absolutely, I mean, we could shift
If anything, I would figure out
Square on.
just how wide you need it, and then maybe go longer.
Yeah,
Maybe you probably, you know, on a per square basis, you know, if you shorten it up 20 feet, you might be able to go another 50 feet longer, you might be able to 300.
yeah,
So you guys need, it's up to you, I'm not the one that has to pull stuff to there. But if you can figure out a way to where things come in with their plow, everybody park at an angle, no more just moving stuff around. And maybe you go 50 or even 100 feet longer, and then you can drive everything through, then all you'd have left to do to add on to the end of it someday is your shop, or off to the side, however you wanna do it, and your office.
right.
And one could probably go on each side or something.
So, can I kinda walk around and show this, we couldn't copy it, I couldn't print it, I'll walk around and show you something what I got going on, this is other than that stuff. Is that alright?
Up to Jerry.
This, alright, Gary, with that? Alright, so, this is a building that another county had done. I don't have the exact dimensions, but it's 30,000 square feet. So you got utilize room for pickups here, you got medium
100
vehicles
right
here, you got your larger plow trucks stationed all here, one door in, one door out. room between the two stalls to back out with the plow on and then pull out. This is a 30,000 square foot building. I mean, granted, you got the middle space there, that's utilized, but
That's
still.
exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, I just wanted bigger to show you. The center space is open, so you have no issues of trucks bouncing each other unless they back directly into a truck.
Well, those plows get out there a long way, so you definitely don't want enough space. I'm not trying to narrow you up by any means.
No, that's another thought. I mean, there's so many variables you gotta add to this. You can't just stick with one. You gotta.
It's not like you can just back out like a car and start swinging, you know? The plow will take the rocks out from the one next to it.
Truck and plow together, what, 16 feet?
Length is 40.
Width.
Oh, width, yeah, about 16 foot. So these is actually a little less than 16. It's got double wings on it, but 16 would probably be a full. So they got 5 foot between.
Yeah, so the next thing is how long is the truck overall?
5 foot mark would be 42.
Oh, 47.
So might as well figure 50.
So that's,
So you need
That's what
50 in the
I'm
middle
talking
before
about.
you can swing.
So you
you gotta
probably,
swing.
you'd probably be sitting at 150 wide. So you got 50 parking, but you're at an angle, so you're not taking up that full 50 feet, because you're at an angle.
Yeah. Still gonna be close.
Yeah.
150.
So I can actually get the numbers on this.
What'll help you
drawing.
is saving, you gotta have enough, you can save some here as long as you have enough between these, each one.
Yeah.
You don't want everything 2 feet apart. You know,
No.
if you can be 10 feet apart, that's
They got-
gonna save you a lot of room here.
Yep, and they got 5 feet here, 5 foot between each truck.
And it ain't too large.
Sounds like a lot of it's
No,
by the time you start back and roll.
that's from me to you,
Right.
on each side of a truck, that ain't nothing once you put them in there.
That's gonna be pretty tight.
Yep, trucks here.
I think it's pretty what,
Corners in
8 to
between,
10.
We used to
What's the
pull
center?
pickups in there, utilize that spot, or small roller.
Well, he's talking about, you go 150 wide, he's figuring at an angle, it'd be about 60
Just so
feet.
you guys
across
have
the
an idea.
middle.
Idea is to back
Go
up
with
this
an
way and go that way.
Yep, in and out. And these are all on here with
I'd
double
probably do
wings.
it,
Yeah.
but I think you should have a few more feet between each vehicle, then he definitely would do it. No sense doing this, and then 10 years from now, go, oh, we should have did this.
All I got
I'm
is for this.
tired of that, back, and I thought it was good.
That's why I wanted them to get numbers, so we had some kind of baseline to go off of. So we can try to start budgeting or doing whatever we gotta do.
So what's our thoughts on the roof? That's gotta get fixed, it really should be fixed before winter.
Ashley's back, but I don't know. I know we've got quotes.
What's that?
We're gonna have to bid it out being that much.
How do we wanna bid it out? Do we wanna bid it out as a repair, or do we wanna bid it out as a replacement on that roof? I mean, if the insulation's messed up, you're gonna keep using it for a shop.
We're gonna have to use it for this many years at least, probably.
Right, so, I'd rather
Oh,
see
minimum
us-
of 10.
I'd rather see this happen and then utilize what's there for, well, whatever else.
Might as well be re-insulated correctly.
Right, and maybe that ventilation properly for welding shop and whatever else. Or move the shop around where we need it.
My thought of this is getting the trucks out of the shop. You know how they had told us, you gotta move, what, 8 or 10 trucks out of the shop, just to work on something every morning.
Yeah, depending on the location where it's at. And then in the wintertime, you gotta pull 4 or 5 trucks out for, and you're wasting all that money in heat
You got time
and time, yeah.
time
And
wasted.
then same thing with pulling it in at night, you gotta pull all them trucks in at night, wasting heat and time.
So if I'm understanding this correctly, Justin, this one company is just spraying, they're removing the rubber, they're spraying something on it.
They're cleaning the rubber and repairing what cracks are there, and then they're gonna spray it, so it's like a silicone base.
Where this other one is going to fix all the vents and everything, did I understand when you were walking through this correctly?
That's, no, this
What's he
one
doing?
here. Yeah, this one is for steel buildings,
This one is going through and replacing the entire steel roof,
this is the rubber roof.
or the rubber roof?
Yeah, the 270 is the rubber roof.
Okay, so this one,
That's for the wood shed and the patrol shed.
bullshit, bullshit,
Patrol shed,
or patrol shed.
yeah.
you some wicked stuff instead of 20-year warranty.
Did anybody price this, just taking the shot, putting a new metal roof on it with insulation?
So I did not have anybody wanna do that, I talked to, this one, and he was more for doing the rubber. Yeah, he wanted, he's the one who kinda got a hold of the guy for the rubber roof. So he didn't really seem, I mean, we can,
Is it because that's so flat?
I'm not sure, I mean, I can try and get more numbers here, like Jerry said, we can just bid it out and see who puts it in.
Well, it's up to us, I mean, do we want replacing them or repairing?
Well, you know, no matter what, they're gonna be in that building for a minimum of 10 years. I don't care what anybody says.
I'm thinking more like 20, but.
Well, no,
If we're gonna go that long, we'll probably.
well, here's another thought, being this came in at what it did, okay, at 2.5. I'm almost wondering if a person couldn't put a shop up in and an office off the side for 5. Or the big one here.
I think when we start jumping into a shop, that's what makes a building
Go up.
go up dramatically.
Yeah, structural wise.
Well,
Because of-
structure wise and safety wise and HVAC systems and air pure, you know,
Sprinkler
all that.
systems.
That's why I kinda told them, like, you know, when me and Justin had first told them to get numbered, like that big warehouse, it's just a warehouse for trucks, there's no bathroom, there's no plumbing out there. It's just a floor drain for trucks to go in. You know, it's just to hold the trucks. We're not even talking about even a wash bay in this yet.
But there has to be water out there because it has to have sprinkler system,
Yeah,
because there's
we
fire
gotta run
hoses,
water
or you
out
have to
there.
divide it every 15,000 square.
Do you have to have any type of, exhaust system out there? for the
Yeah, there has to
truck?
be ventilation.
Is that included in any
I'm
of
pretty
this?
sure.
Yeah, it was in the big one, the big book.
Okay, I didn't see it. So that would probably be a spendy thing, since that's already included, that's a good thing.
HVAC, makeup air unit per code for vehicle storage.
Okay.
So you have your water for your sprinkler, you got your HVAC.
All we can do is get quotes. We gotta do something with it.
Well, this is what, we got a baseline to go off of,
Right.
so now we gotta take this to full county board.
Try to budget it.
So we're gonna come up with the money for this.
I don't know,
Let
we
alone-
haven't done budget yet, so.
Right.
Gosh.
But at least we're moving forward. Something.
Sooner than I thought it would happen.
Well, so a $3 million bond would take care of these 2 projects.
Right, but that takes away from our road project.
No, you have to, you borrow, like we did for other projects on here for the tower and stuff, you'd have to do a $3 million bond, that'd give you a new shed, and fix things out there that are currently bad.
Yeah.
I think they might actually go for that, I think asking for 10 or 15 is gonna be a problem.
So,
So we need to know what the wash bay is gonna cost, cause if it's gonna be a $4 million bond, then we need to have our numbers in order.
Now, is the wash bay something you can set up in the longer part of the old shop to utilize it?
No, I don't,
I suppose if
the
you're gonna
drain
fill
is so bad in
I
there that.
suppose, yeah.
yeah, it's crumble, and I mean, they have to fix it 2-3 times a year, just in the winter time, that doesn't include the summer.
Right.
Now, the old end of the shop where trucks go now, that's currently going to give you, like what, for some graders to go in,
Graders,
or?
loaders, and pickups. Stuff just random, not
So
random
now,
stuff, just the stuff
okay,
that's sitting around.
if we were to do something like this, how much money do we need to put into that woodshed then?
The woodshed that we just put the concrete in?
Yeah, I mean, does it
That's
need a new
more for
roof?
equipment storage, ain't it, or for?
Yeah, it's more
Or
or less
storage and stuff like that,
extra
but,
storage, so, the roof does leak a little bit, it's not bad. I mean, obviously a leak on new concrete or any concrete is gonna cause issues, so, I don't know, I'm not saying that sealer to put on there is ideal, I mean, but it is kind of a lot of money just to do a little shed like that.
Yeah.
For,
the tin seems expensive to redo that little shed, I don't know.
yeah,
How big was that shed again, what, 20 by
about 36 by 36 ballpark number.
15,000 for a roof, that's a lot.
He couldn't get to it next year.
That was,
You can't even get to it till next year.
No, I had another guy stop by to get some numbers, and I tried calling him, he never got back to me, he actually was there.
Then we go buy some tin and have you guys throw the roof on and call it good. That'd be another option, you call Hickswood,
See what it costs.
see what it costs to do that, for that building. Give you an idea. And they'll cut the sheets right to length, slide one right up there on top, and done. Then all you need is a ridge cap and party's over. I mean, people are saying they're not necessarily the cheapest John and stuff, but anymore, but.
What do we wanna do on the other roofs? We gotta do something with them, I don't know. Justin, did you have the pictures on the, you guys wanna see the pictures of the roof? that you had?
I have a little PowerPoint if you guys wanna see it, just of some pictures.
We can.
I mean, we gotta do something with the shop roof and the roof we got on the.
So in other words, we're looking at 270 to replace everything on the shop roof, including the office.
No, that, I don't think that included the office.
office was. Front office was 14.6 on the Orion.
Repair only is 21,000.
That was the
Right.
best way to do it.
Am I reading this right?
Yeah, repair only or total replacement.
So we just repair it for now?
That's only the part over the locker room though.
Oh, yeah.
So Ashley, my question is, what's the minimum that we have to get out? We can't just go off of these quotes, right?
What's the price?
$270,000.
Okay, so then, yeah, we would need to bid, do like formal bidding, notice it and.
What, do we want replacement or do we want repair?
Well, the other thing is, how many of these, which buildings do you wanna replace roofs on? I mean,
You see some of the roofs, you'll see.
well, if you're gonna push for the new building,
Right.
then all these roofs need to be replaced or just a couple of them. I don't know, I mean, I'm asking.
I would still say the shop, the office, and the storage building we have now, cause it's still gonna be 2 years before the building gets built. We gotta do something with it,
I would rather see it replaced, last longest.
because it'd be insulated. Like I say, they're gonna be in that shop, I would say for another 20 years. Before they get a new shop.
Then that could go where that one's at, and they put it temporary into the parking area. While they're sitting down.
So here's about the office. Just shows you an overview of what it looks like there, there's a couple of patches that are falling apart and failing. This is on the face of the building here where they patched it, where that, crane would be overhead. Some more patches, on the right side there is a patch where it's kind of sinking in because it's getting weak. Here's around them, the vents up in the ceiling there. See the rubber's all cracked out and it's falling apart. You're getting leaks out of all that stuff. Same thing with around these vents here, the rubber's peeling back the corners, so whatever water comes in, it's leaking through the vent and through the rubber. Corner there air's peeling right off, it's got a big cut in that side. All adds to water intrusion. Corner of the steel on the right side, see the metal air is peeled off from the sliding snow and ice. You get the rigorous winter's like, last year and years before. It builds up and it decides to slide down, it'll grab and pull. Couple patches there. But these, it's harder to see on TV here, but they're actually sunk in. When they've been rolled over, it's actually sunk in there. So if there's pinholes in there, pinholes leaking water through. Full spots. That one on the right there's salt. That's on the other side, it's peeling the metal off that one. Then you got a tear here as well. This is them skylights or wall lights. That's, they used to be clear. Yeah, there's no insulation value or nothing, they're just clear through, so if they come out, it'd be nice to throw some insulation if we do repair that. Same thing, you see water coming out of that. There's more of the skylights. Hole in the one. You know, they're probably porous as can be because, you know, who knows how old they are. Yeah.
I haven't seen any of it for the past 20 years, so.
Yeah, they might be older than that, I don't know. Couple of pictures of them.
And that stuff's gonna get replaced on this boat.
On that one there for sure, the other one I'd have to talk to.
This one, for sure.
On that one, I have to verify, I told him to add that in there.
But on the spray coatings, that's not gonna fix it.
No, he's not spray coating, so that is, there is actually an estimate in here for removal.
Oh, the last one is total removal? This one?
Page, no, I think it's the second page here. Top section. Right here. Remove current skylights, replaced with 24 gauge steel panels and reseal.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Oh yeah, there it goes.
Except he's not re-insulating, this guy here's not re-insulating, because he's a lot cheaper. Ryan's a lot cheaper on this thing, but.
That's just for the skylights.
No, but the whole, if you add it all up, it's like
Yeah.
150,
Right.
but he's not re-insulated, cause he's not. But he is removing the old roof
He's cleaning and then sealing on top of it.
on top of the rubber.
Repairing what's bad for the rubber and then he would seal over the top of it.
Oh, okay, alright. I don't think that's necessarily a Band-Aid. Yeah, it's just a quick Band-Aid. Okay.
Guess I'm not, it doesn't state it in there, I told him, I talked to him about doing that, doing these, but we had.
Well, there's a good chance they can find stuff here that they didn't foresee either, so.
Right.
I would just figure 300.
So this would be the patrol shed where the screws are attached, the rubber gaskets are gone, you can see the rusting around it. So this would either be a replacement.
I don't even know if that's a good idea to spray that coating over that, because you're still locking in the rust. I think that's just have new steel roof. I mean, you can let it go for a couple more years, but it's gonna start leaking. If it's not ready, is that what leaking yet?
Yeah. But
It is leaking?
I think most of it's coming from that vent, I mean, I'm busy.
I mean, the spray coating's fine, but, well, you said he's gonna clean it, but you're still locking in rust, you're not gonna go, that's not there. Yeah. You're just cleaning it so the new stuff is.
The only time that chemical stuff probably works the best is if there's no leakage, no rust, clean it off, put the new stuff on. You know, all we're gonna do is just add water right to it.
I wanna say the buildings, they're just gonna have to have a different roof. We got any roofers out there? We'll just keep buying steel. That was loose.
Yeah, so, you see there, they got a bunch of screws above the, on top of the rim. I mean, that might have been the fashion when they between the ribs. This would be the wood shed, looks pretty decent, there are some nail holes, either the nails come out or they missed, you can see where they missed a couple spots on the truss with the purlins, and you got a couple holes in there.
So the tint's good on it.
I mean,
So
Not
it
horrible.
just needs some holes patched, is what
Yeah.
you're saying.
Yep.
Oh,
Send some up there with the tape on
that's
it.
what I mean, compared to what you showed me so far, I'm like, that must have cut.
So, I mean, I don't know if we
So
stick
maybe
that,
this needs a caulk gun taken after him or something.
yeah, we could do that.
Then we can put the money somewhere else, is what I think.
Yeah. Buy some of that black stone, and rubber stuff. I think that's all we got.
Okay. My vote is just seal up the wood shed after seeing the roof on it.
So I can get more numbers if we decide to go that way for the patrol shed. I only got the one for the steel roof. If that's
I
what
almost
you
think if
wanna
you're
do.
gonna do it, you should replace the roof on the shop and the office with the patrol shed. What do you guys think?
You get it insulated good, and that's gonna save us some heat.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And we go spend another minimum of 25, 30 years.
Now you're really stretching, we only asked for 20, right?
You're right. But we lost a lot.
Well, you hold.
Well, it's not like
We
we're
always
not
hold.
in buildings down.
Well, here, we're gonna have to bid it out, so if we.
But the
decide to
buildings
bid it
are in
out-
good enough shape where it warrants, I think, putting a new roof on them, do you guys agree?
Right, I do.
And we know we're gonna keep using the
We can't build
highway,
a new one, so.
right, we're
we
not
got
replacing the
what we
highway
got.
shop. But if we could get a new highway garage, that'd be
$5 million,
huge.
$6 million, $11 million here.
I've been buying mega millions, like, where I'm going.
Well, okay,
If I
so,
win, I'll put up the building, but I can't win, sorry guys.
so Mr. Meyer was the chair of the ad hoc,
And he did a shitty job, just for the record, that guy.
so, just so long as we keep, you know, a master plan in mind, I think it's okay to be doing repairs like this, but Justin and I talked last week, I think we met out there, just so long as we're not constructing something new right in the middle of where potentially a new highway shop will go in 10 years and then having to tear that down and just, so we have a plan in place for how we're gonna take the next 10 years.
Another thing you can do is make this new building a little bit bigger and just patch the patrol shed roof for now and move more stuff out of there into this building also to eliminate another building. There's so many buildings up there.
But I think even a wreck, a new building out there is gonna be too many.
Oh, before it's done.
I don't know if the shop and the shed we have now, if it's gonna last another 2 years.
Not the roof. But how much one of a person could spray coat, I don't remember what the bid was, but I mean, could you spray coat the patrol shed instead of replacing the roof for now? Get out of it what you need. No, he wants 38,000. To coat it.
You're talking control shed or the shop?
Just for the patrol shed was 38, shop was 76, and then. That front off about 15, so you look at 90. Oh, is that
That's just the code.
That's right. 19 for the top section, so now you're up to 110, and the skylight's another 5. 115 or 120 just for the shop. Coating on and fix the skylights. They might as well be replaced. replaced, the shop. However, we decide to replace the
So our
roof,
main building, the shop, the office.
should get a new roof on it, however we decide to go. For sure.
Yeah, that's, that we know it's gonna be 200,000, where we're gonna get the money.
And you know, then you drop it, it's that.
So that's the next issue, we know it's gonna be 200,000 to 300,000, even if we bid it out, just to replace that roof.
I think the only way you're gonna get these projects done is if you think you're gonna do a new parking garage, you're gonna have to bond for it.
So we wanna try to get on the county board agenda then? Bring up to speed where we're gonna get the money to do it, we have an estimate of what it's gonna cost. We don't know where we're gonna get the money to do.
Well, we should also look at like a clear span building, because, northwest, nothing wrong with it, but it's got a tapered rough, one side or the other is tapered, sloped. But you get one there's like just a flat roof, so then in future, like I was talking, we could build onto that, and you just have another section, you'd have the dividing wall there, you would just build directly to that, and then you could keep going there from the future. Instead of putting a building here, putting one there, like we got now, where it's everywhere.
Right,
You know,
right, it needs to be far enough back as you can go with it, so you can come forward and go off the sides, right?
yeah, and then whether we do steel with a 4-foot concrete wall to keep that salt, snow, moisture off of it, I mean, you're still gonna get moisture in there. But if you keep that salt and moisture off the lower section, it'll prolong what we got. So, or if we get another number with concrete, like you said, like Jump River, we could get a number there and see what our different price is versus like this or a wood built. I mean, I think we should get another number before we ask for anything.
Well, I think if it's not the wash bay area, I think you're fine with a foot high concrete wall.
Okay.
Except where you wash it.
Well, right.
Cause I'm in the process of doing one right now, and they come in and try to, the concrete wall's great, but it takes more heat.
Yeah.
So the higher you go with that concrete wall, right around the building, it's not about 10 inches, so. It's
No,
just,
that's
they told me to
absorb
try
it.
to avoid it where I need to, because it's just gonna be tough for them. It's always gonna be cold.
Yeah, I will say, if we have those kind of things for our house at the mill, and it's, you know, it's cold in there.
But I think you definitely want a foot all the way around that shop. When you wash the floor, whatever that salt can get, but where the
Yeah.
wash bay's at, then I go concrete walls, wherever that's gonna be.
Yeah.
I might go 6 foot, honestly.
Well, keeps it away.
Those chemicals you guys got. Do we need to get more bids before we go to the county with it? What's our thoughts? Do we wanna just take the roof, the building, roofs to the,
Well,
that's
more-
tonight anyhow,
that's
it's not getting on before our next
That's
meeting.
more of a repair. That's a
Okay.
repair, so it's not.
Nothing's getting on county board before our next highway meeting. So we've got another meeting yet to look at this, correct? It's normally the week after county board is, so it doesn't get changed, we've got. Get some firmer bids on the roof, put it out for quotes.
Well, either way, we gotta bid it out. We gotta decide.
Might as well bid it out, we gotta fix the roofs. What do you wanna fix?
Actually, the main building to start with. I think the patrol shed will take it. That'd probably be our next round to fix it. I'd say the main building with all the rubber roofs and the office.
Well, he said the patrol sheds are leaking though, right?
Yeah, they do.
Is there something, could you
Can you
talk
caulk
for
them?
now and
Some,
see if we can help?
or have somebody give you a quote for Pat caulking it or something for now to hold them for a little bit?
Yeah, we can look into that. I could talk to, see if we can get a guy that wants to go up there. I mean, some people, you gotta be careful with heights, you know. But,
Or look into more on the ceiling, to seal it was 38,000, but. I mean, if there's some type of guarantee that it's not gonna rust underneath the seal coating or something,
I can
I
give him
don't
a call.
know.
I can give him a call and get a little bit of detail on that.
I guess I wouldn't take that option off the table for that building, maybe.
Sure.
Yeah, we just verify what it says, just bring up the Rusk, where all the nails are, so.
And I'd probably get a quote, maybe just put a new steel roof on that one too, see how they wanna quote it.
Yeah, we'll have to put it on next month.
Yeah, we got that one, you're talking patrol shed, new steel roof? You're talking patrol shed still?
Yeah.
New steel roof, we got the one, well, we gotta get others, but that one.
What did you want for, what did I miss here?
I think it was 70,000.
70 for a new steel roof on that one?
Yeah, 70, so he's got the wood shed plus the patrol shed together, you gotta take 15,000 off of that cost for the wood shed, and the patrol shed would be 70 for both sides.
Oh, okay, now I see what that means. That was a little confusing. Well, you gotta get quotes, I guess get quotes and then we'll make decisions,
Alright.
how we can do. Right?
Well, we gotta have it on next month's agenda anyways.
Right.
It's on there, ready to go. So I don't know if it's worth getting one. We gotta bid it out after that anyway. It was over the amount. We don't have it.
I think we should probably determine funding source.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's
Okay,
right. We gotta find
we'll
out.
discuss it next month.
Can we get it on finances agenda?
Yeah, budget meets again.
Finance is
29th.
full till the end of the year.
Finances,
Come
We
back
gotta
in
have a funding
January.
source.
there's no more grants allowed for finance.
No mas. No mas.
Put on next month's agenda to get out.
Yeah, right.
Alright. A new roof on the main building. Any more discussion on that? Hear none, the other county travel.
We got 3 of them here. We got one for Chula Vista for some training for, between patrol, there's shop foreman training, there's operations training, and that'll go from the 17th to the 19th of September.
That's it?
No. Then we got chems for the computer systems. That is October 16th, 17th, and 18th. That one is, I think, in Green Bay.
Yeah.
So that one's over in Green Bay, talking, I think, 3 people. I think we were talking about 2 people for the other one.
We got estimated costs on these?
Yeah, for the Chula Vista one, you're looking at $469.
Okay.
And then for the chems is $326.
Is that per person or?
Yeah, I think that's per person.
So with the chems, the DOT will reimburse us for 2. So if we
People.
take 3, we don't have costs for 1.
And how many were going to Chula Vista?
We were looking at 2, we were looking at 3, but we don't have another guy to send, so, but looking at 2. That's $469 a guy.
So when is that?
Chula Vista, 17th to the 19th of September.
So who were you counting to go? What
We had a new-
positions?
We had a new operations guy, so shop foreman should go, and then, one of the outside foremen should go, but we're also looking at if we had operations, we'd send him for training as well. 'Cause there's a lot of.
The commissioner doesn't need to go to that one? Or yes? Shop foreman, you said?
Yeah.
Commissioner?
Commissioner can go too, yes. So, I mean, not shop foreman too, so I'd be going anyways.
And shop, okay. So it's up to 3 enough?
Well,
Did you
three would
say
be
that
enough,
was-
I would, what's that?
You said it was
17th through the 19th of September.
The way it looks right now, we're probably gonna send 2 unless, I mean, you could approve 3, but we're probably only sending 2.
We have the meeting the 16th. You can decide that date.
If you don't, you gotta decide before that, otherwise you can't go. I don't have the date here, but you gotta decide, I think, before September 1st or 11th, I think the 11th is what the day was, otherwise, you can't get in. By the 13th. smoke school for the Onyx guys. It's in Eau Claire. It looks like $275 per guy for the training,
How many need to go to that?
3.
So we do two of this, one, two or three people, is there a motion? Two,
We got it set up for 2 right now.
two. Need a motion for two of this one. Is there a second? Any more discussion? All in favor say aye.
Alright.
Opposed, carries. What was the next one?
The,
Kim's.
yeah, Cap, yep,
3 people?
3 people.
2 from DOT
Yeah.
were reimbursed,
Is there a motion?
for 3, up to 3? Yeah, I'll make it.
Alex, second. Any more discussion on it? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carries. And the last one was the smoke.
I make motion for up to 3.
Some more discussion on it? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carries. Next then we have, that it for the Alva County?
Just gotta have signatures.
Next, Highway Commissioner report.
We have an addendum to the budget.
Yeah.
Review the 2025 highway budget.
So I know that Emily went over most of it with you guys already. There was the bridge and culvert deed that, she didn't have complete yet. She's still getting figures and stuff on that, so I do have that for you. We had 3, district culvert aid requests. Atlanta on Fedke Road, Stubbs on Timon Road, Grant on Meadowbrook Road. After discussion, we decided to postpone Stubbs Timon Road because it is a huge project. If they can last a couple years, it'd be a really good project to do when they're doing County M. Cause it'll give our guys, work to do since we can't do County M and we won't have as much construction to do that year. So hopefully they'll be okay with that. Town of Atlanta Fedke Road, this is one they've, talked to us about before, but then decided not to do it. At that time, I believe the estimate was like 90,000, so that was like several years ago. So we're looking at 125, that's a 50-50 split between the township and the county. Grant, Meadowbrook Road, the estimate is 45. And then we also added 100,000 for, county culvert aid. There was, a spot on P, that's a possibility. In the past, we've, there's something on W, we really just would use that wherever we can. Like, last year we had County J came up with a bridge that we replaced with a culvert, we used their culvert aid money on that. Other than that, we don't have any new bridges in the program. It'll be a while before we have any of those, so that's pretty much what our bridge and culvert aid consists of. We also did make some adjustments to construction as well. So we're borrowing 3 million for 2024 and 2025, to use for construction over those 2 years. We're not expecting to use as much for 24 as we had budgeted because projects got changed. So we made those adjustments, and so then we added a project for 25 to get us, to the total of 3 million, so that we're not leaving money on the table there. We added some of P, which is a project we've been budgeting for the last couple of years. It's ready, to be done, so we added a little bit in here so that we can. So if you look here, 1.14 is what we're estimating for 24, and then roughly 1.89 for 25.
Any questions on it? Next one.
This is our summary. I don't know, I didn't change anything with the equipment fund. There's still the ask of 500,000 in there. So, I guess we'd like to get a motion to forward that on to finance, cause we plan on presenting to finance when we're done here.
Motion to forward to finance. Any more discussion on it? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Opposed, carried. Next, commissioners report.
So we haven't done much with the asphalt plant, yet, we're still waiting for that D project to get rolling, and we'll be installing some asphalt out. Gravel pit updates, we just got, that, recycle needs to be crushed yet, we got a date on that in November, is when they have to do it. The County M, we haven't got no update on County M, we're still waiting, I mean, they're trickling stuff in, we haven't done it in a while. As far as the construction of projects, we've got a lot of crack sealing going on. County P and B, just east of, Allen Bradley there. We are crack sealing that up all the way to Glen Florida Highway 8. And then, depending on what happens with County D, we might head south on G, so I mean, we got plans to stay busy. And we gave the bridge update on the inspections a little earlier ago, we got some stuff going on. Those should have been in the program 4 years ago or so, is what Lee had said, and they're not, and we are kinda sitting with what we have right now, because it takes a while to get it taken care of.
Any questions on the commissioner's report?
Well, we'll give a quick staffing update too with the commissioner's report. The offer that was made to the commissioner has been declined, and, so we need to talk about what we're gonna do with the commissioner. I think Justin's willing to stay on as, for a little while as interim.
If it helps us out, and we need a lot of help, but somebody's gotta do it, I guess.
We advertise again.
We will advertise again, but you guys, I really strongly suggest you guys think of something going forward, because we've advertised for 8 weeks already for this position. So I really don't know that it's going to change.
Maybe you'll have to advertise that one further. You're not getting it now, you're not gonna get it again.
Salary was unacceptable,
No.
was a different issue. Okay. Different issue.
So I'll repost for 2 weeks like we normally do, and we can push it out. I mean, it's out on Indeed, and, I mean, people are definitely well aware that it's open. And all the other other commissioners in the other counties. I don't know that that's the problem. So just making you guys aware, and then ops manager, that, posting is out and will close. Tonight.
So someone, he's currently, I believe, the Jefferson County Highway Commissioner, and he's looking to retire and kind of start a consulting business. He sent a proposal, I forwarded it to Jerry, we talked 2 months ago, last month maybe, and he would like to come speak to the committee at you guys' September meeting, just to see, maybe in the meantime, he can help Justin out with some stuff, we're not really sure, but he will be coming to present to you guys next month. So maybe something that could help.
So possibly do something like we do with HR, you know, on a part-time thing.
Possibly, yeah.
Well, it's definitely worth looking at. We have to. It's only two I mean, the options you guys gave us, is there something we're missing? Cause I don't know of anything else.
No, that's,
Yeah.
so I was thinking consulting or something.
Okay.
Next, we have safety report.
We have July 18th. It was Scott Brinker, Andrew Motner, myself, Bob Lincoln, Tyler Brilliant, and Eric Peterson, and Emily Van Dorn. We discussed the old business was cleaning trucks and the importance of keeping equipment clean. The new business, update on the grader insurance claim. The insurance has not gotten back to us at this time about the grader or the broom. Emily said she reached out to finance, I don't know if she got anything when she was here, if there was any
I
update.
haven't heard anything back from
Okay.
Chad.
Update equipment purchases, discuss the outstanding costs of our equipment. How anything we could change with it, there's not too much we can do with just the age. Discuss the equipment that's replacing the equipment that we have gotten. Like selling and auctioning what it's replacing. The bathroom fan in the break room has been replaced. We're discussing on putting the door in. There might be a little more to that because as far as the door width, for handicap accessibility, we might not be able to put a door. The fan is working good, so as of right now, it's fine. A closed door, just a swinging door seems to be working, but we'll have to look into that a little deeper. We had a scheduled date. We had a scheduled date of 8/29, and we'll see what happens there. Reiterate the performance of inspection forms, pre-trip forms of equipment and vehicles to make sure they're doing them right, and that's what we got.
We got any questions on the safety report? Move on to the highway financial report.
Okay, it's been a while since I've done this. You can see on the estimated financials, where we're at with, the billing. Projects we've completed, Overland J and I, how much those were, the little bit we've had billed to us for County M and how much, of the bond funds we have remaining. Updated the repairs on the blacktop plant for this year as of 7/31. And our equipment fund balance and blacktop fund balance as of, June 30th. We need to run our plant more, our fund balance there is declining. We need to run the plant more to make money. Winter maintenance, hasn't changed since the last meeting. And we also have the budget transfers from June, of all the, expenses and the balances for our budget items.
Any questions on it? No questions on the financial report? Is there any highway committee announcement? Next meeting date, September 16th. Third Monday.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, September 7th.
Next we have the bills. Any question on the bills? Motion to pay the bills?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion on the bills? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Alright.
Opposed, carried. Next, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.
All in favor say aye.